Adams, Tennessee in the early 19th century, a quiet, unassuming place where darkness would soon take root and forever change the course of local history. The rolling hills and misty mornings seemed peaceful, but beneath the surface, something was stirring. The Bell family, drawn by the promise of peace and prosperity, settled along the banks of the Red River, hoping to build a new life in the fertile Tennessee countryside. But their dreams of happiness were short-lived. An unseen force, sinister and relentless, began to haunt their every step, lurking in the shadows just beyond the safety of their home. The land itself felt heavy, ancient and isolated, its silence broken only by the whispers of the wind, making it the perfect setting for evil to manifest and thrive. Soon, the Bell Witch would become infamous throughout the region, her actions both brutal and terrifying, leaving the community in a state of fear and disbelief. This isn't just a tale whispered around campfires. For the Bells, it was a living nightmare that shattered their sense of safety and tore at the fabric of their family. Witness accounts, sworn testimonies, and written records have kept the legend alive for generations, fueling curiosity and fear in equal measure. This is their story, a chilling warning from the past, echoing through time to remind us that some mysteries are never truly laid to rest. It began with a strange creature, part dog, part rabbit, its eyes glinting in the fading light, moving with an unnatural grace through the tangled underbrush. The beast appeared and vanished before John Bell's eyes, leaving him chilled and uncertain if what he saw was real or a trick of the mind. Soon after, the Bell family began to hear strange noises, knocking, scratching, and gnawing echoing through the walls of their humble cabin, as if something was trying to claw its way inside. Night after night the sounds grew bolder, chains dragging across the floor, bed covers yanked away by unseen hands, and hair pulled by invisible forces, leaving the family restless and afraid. The Bells searched desperately for answers, confiding in neighbors and friends, but found only fear and disbelief in return. The disturbances escalated, isolating the family in terror, as the darkness outside seemed to press in closer each night. This was no ordinary haunting. It was intelligent, focused, and relentless, as if the entity knew their every move and weakness. The Bell family was under siege by an unseen enemy, their home transformed from a place of safety into a prison of dread. Their confusion turned to terror as the supernatural attacks intensified, each night bringing new horrors and leaving them more exhausted and desperate. The entity was testing them, probing their defenses, learning how to break their spirits and invade their minds. The whispers were about to become screams, and the true nightmare was only just beginning. The force found its voice. At first it was only a faint whisper, barely audible in the dead of night, chilling the air and sending shivers down the spines of those who heard it. Soon, the whispers grew bolder, morphing into a raspy, menacing tone that echoed through the halls, impossible to ignore. The entity revealed itself as Kate Batts, a vengeful spirit with a deep, personal grudge against John Bell. Her attacks became relentless. Slaps, pinches, and violent hair-pulling tormented the family night after night. Household objects would suddenly fly across rooms, crashing into walls or shattering on the floor, as if hurled by invisible hands. Betsy Bell, the youngest daughter, suffered the most. She was beaten, thrown to the ground, and left with mysterious bruises that no one could explain. She was pricked by pins, scratched and terrorized to the point of exhaustion, her cries echoing through the house. The entity seemed to know every secret, revealing private family matters, mimicking the voices of loved ones and arguing with anyone who dared to challenge it. Kate was cunning, powerful, and always one step ahead, manipulating the family's fears and emotions with terrifying precision. The Bells desperately sought help from neighbors, ministers, and even strangers, but every attempt to rid themselves of the spirit was met with mocking laughter and cruel taunts from Kate. News of the haunting spread quickly, and soon the Bell home became infamous, drawing curious crowds of skeptics, believers, and thrill-seekers from miles around. Many visitors left the house pale and shaken, convinced that something truly evil lurked within its walls. The attacks never ceased, haunting the family both day and night, leaving them with no hope of escape or peace. The Bell family's nightmare soon became a national legend, whispered about in towns and cities far beyond Tennessee. The line between reality and the supernatural blurred, as the terror that gripped the Bell family seemed to have no end in sight. John Bell suffered most. Kate's hatred was relentless. His health failed. He endured seizures, swelling, and constant torment. Kate vowed to kill him, and in December 1820, John Bell died. A mysterious vial of poison was found. Kate claimed responsibility. Even as the family grieved, her triumphant voice echoed through the house. The legend grew. General Andrew Jackson himself reportedly fled the Bell farm in fear. Kate promised to return in 7 years, and again after a century. The Bell Witch's shadow lingered long after John Bell's death. 7 years later, Kate returned, her voice haunting the Bell family once more. The Bell Witch Cave remains a hot spot for paranormal activity, drawing investigators and thrill-seekers. Skeptics suggest hoax or hysteria, but the sheer number of witnesses is hard to dismiss. The legend endures, tapping into our deepest fears of the unknown. The Bell Witch story warns us, darkness can exist anywhere, anytime. Some mysteries may never be solved. Be careful what you seek, you might just find it.